And yes, ringlamida. Hey Roses, I'm back to do a manga review on probably one of my favorite series that I've read that is technically older. It is a shoujo, which basically means, from what I remember, I looked up the definition and it basically said it's like manga that girls and women tend to like more than men, because men tend to like shonen more. Which shonen is like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Bleach. Trying to think of some other ones. Seraph of the End, Chainsaw Man, Fire Force, things like that. So, but the one I'm going to talk about today is Alice19th. You guys have heard me mention this a couple times when I've said it was my favorite series, because the mangaka, or the writer that wrote this, also wrote Sarah's Celestial Legend, Absolute Boyfriend, Fushigi Yugi, like a lot of big title names this mangaka has done. Fushigi Yugi is probably her most popular, though, if I had to take a guess, because she mentions Fushigi Yugi a lot in her other works. So, but Alice19th follows the story of this young girl named Alice, right here on the front, and she has an older sister named Mayura, and one day Alice says, "I wish you would disappear," or "I wish you weren't here anymore," and all of a sudden Mayura disappears. Like, she is gone, she doesn't know what happened, and she comes, it starts off by her saving a rabbit on the interstate. Apologies if you can hear my grandfather, he's carrying on again. But she finds out through said rabbit, which is named Nyozuka, this character right here. She finds out that Alice actually has special abilities through Nyozuka, which basically, her words have power. And what I mean by that is she can learn words like protect, which basically puts a barrier up around her against anything evil, burn, which can burn away anything wicked. So like any more positive word has power for her. And she has the potential to be a master of a set of powerful words called the Lotus words, but power always comes with a price, and the price may turn out to be Mayura. So, and the one on, I'm just going to show you the rest of the covers. On the cover of volume 2 is Kyo, who both girls liked, but Mayura was the one that got up the courage to, you know, basically ask him out. So, and then volume 3 is Mayura, where she actually learns the Marum words, which are the negative counterparts to the Lotus words. And then the one on the cover of this one, I'm trying to remember the dude's name, it's not coming to me right off the bat. Frey, that's his name. It's Frey on the cover of this one. Set those books there. Who is on the cover of this one? I have to look because I cannot remember. I have a hard time remembering such, well, I say such, I'm trying just to remember in general the some of the characters because it's been a minute since I've actually read this particular series. I think it was earlier this year, actually. Let's see. Where is the kid on the cover of this one? I can't remember his name right off the top of my head, but anyway, he is a later character. I'm not gonna actually spoil his name anyway if I could find it. I only mentioned Frey's name because he's a big integral part of the story, unlike this character, so. And then volume 6 has these two characters on the front. I'm not going to spoil their names for the same reason. The only reason I mentioned Yosuka is, again, she was in volume 1, so I figured it was okay to mention her. But yeah, Yosuka basically tells Alice and Kyo that they have the ability to learn the Lotus words, which are like the 13 most positive but powerful words, to combat the Marum words, which is what Mayura learned through the use of Darva. And Darva is like this big evil entity that, given the chance, would take over the world through possession of Mayura. So the only reason I even mentioned that part is because you learn that pretty early on. Otherwise, I would not have mentioned it. I am not going to spoil anything else or anything beyond just the general synopsis of this. So yeah. So if you do not want to know any spoilers, I would go ahead and click off now, and I will mention any further details now. So when Alice rescues Yosuka from the big crossroad, she actually is almost hit by a car in order to save the rabbit, because something draws her to Yosuka, because she just comes up as like this white bunny in the middle of the street, didn't want to get killed, so Alice picked her up and saved her from the street, basically. That's when she finds out that the rabbit is Yosuka, and everything starts. But I know Mayura and Alice tend to have slight arguments because Alice is a lot more soft-spoken than Mayura. And Alice actually has a crush on Kyo, and so does Mayura, but Mayura is the one to ask him out. So it causes a bit of a rift with the sisters, and that's when Alice says, "I wish you would disappear," or "I wish you would leave me alone," or something to that effect, and Mayura vanishes. And they're having to basically be on the hunt for Mayura because they don't know what happened. So yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything else in regards to overall story, but that is pretty much what happens in volumes like 1 and 2, because, well, summarized of volumes 1 and 2, because I don't want to say every detail and then spoil it. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed my little mini review of Alice19th. I plan to do one of Ceres and also Pandora Hearts. So let me know down below what you guys thought, if you've read this series, and I will talk to you guys soon in another video at another time. Bye, roses. Annyeong.